welcome and thank you so much for joining me, Alyssa Arundell, for your April 2021 tarot card reading. For this month, we're going to pull 3 tarot cards to look into the personal development side of what this month can offer. And then we're going to pull an oracle card to just explore that more spiritual side of what may be happening. But this is a general reading and I hope that you do get something from it. But if you would like to reach out for your personal one-to-one consultation with me, I'd be honored to work with you, and I'll leave that info in the description box down beneath this video, as well as your free 3-card tarot reading if you would like to explore that. But without further ado, let's get into this month and see what the cards hold for you. Hello lovely Cancer, and welcome to your April 2021 tarot card reading. For this month, we're going to delve into the personal development and growth of your month by using these tarot cards, and then also going into using one of these Dragon Path Oracle cards for the more spiritual and divine message that comes through for you. So let's have a look at the 3 cards that are symbolizing your month ahead, Cancer. So the first card that comes up for you is the Hierophant, or the Pope here. This is about confidence, communication, and sticking to a very traditional way of doing things. Sometimes it's very well to break the wheel, to be a bit more radical, to really focus on change, and all that stuff is so important. It's so needed in our world to get the equality that we all deserve. But some traditional formats are there for a reason, and they're there to help us because they've been tried, tested, and true. So not everything traditional is bad. And so some of you may be going back to your more traditional roots or more traditional way of doing things this month, Cancer. And I think that's going to give you quite a feeling of security, actually, going back to what you know in some way. You may also find yourselves, some of you, joining a group, whether this is a spiritual group or a new hobby, or some kind of mentoring course or class, just something that you can get your teeth into where you're surrounded by like-minded people. In life, it is really great to be challenged, for all of us to be challenged, because that's how we grow, and wouldn't life be boring if everybody had the same opinion? However, when we're feeling a little bit sensitive or a little bit even vulnerable in some ways, sometimes those challenges are not wanted nor needed. So being with people who, respect your view, understand where you're coming from, might actually give you a boost in feeling secure this month, Cancer. The next card that comes up for you this month is the Page of Pentacles. This is really good news on the finance front. The Page of Pentacles can typically represent a youth in our lives who is actually going to be doing really well in life. So if you do have someone that is younger than you in your life, whether this is a child, a sibling, a cousin, a friend of some kind, and you've been worrying about how they're getting on, actually this card suggests that they are going to be doing well. If they have any exams coming up, they're going to smash it. So your concerns or worries for this person are lovely, but I think that they're going to be doing okay. If this doesn't represent a person in your life, it's about getting really practical, really organizing all of your affairs. If you are given the opportunity to begin a brand new project, then grab this chance with both hands. You've really achieved a lot so far in your life, but looking at the future to see how much further you can progress is actually going to be really exciting. There is a bit of a caveat with this card, because usually this opportunity is a very limited window of opportunity. So you need to get the ball rolling and make decisions a little bit more quickly this month. This is a brilliant card to come up in terms of your career, business plans, finances, but it's also about the relationships that are important to you in your life becoming a lot more solid and having a lot more clarity about what they are actually about. So there's a real trust developing, which is lovely. This page very much is a hardworking individual, which I feel that you are, Cancer. I think that you're very capable of turning any, concrete structure into a castle, right? This is about you being able to make something out of nothing, and your sign is absolutely fantastic about doing that. somebody could come into your life actually who is really wanting to help you, particularly in a financial way. So if you're looking for some kind of financial manager, this could happen. I'm not, specifically giving financial advice, but I'm just saying that if someone who was qualified comes into your life, then perhaps that you would want to work with them. Think very objectively about any limitations or practicalities you have around your ambitions. Assess all things in your life very honestly, and you'll be fine. This is a really realistic, down-to-earth card that also has a very artistic and mysterious, mystical side. So you really get the best of both worlds with this card. You're very grounded, but at the same time, there's an openness to explore more esoteric things in life. So that is a fantastic combination. You've got, one foot in that kind of mysterious plane and another foot on that earthly plane, which is actually brilliant. Usually you're very entrepreneurial at the moment when this card comes up for you, and that can produce some really brilliant rewards. And yeah, anything that is to do with that younger person in your life, fear not. I think that they will be okay if you have been worrying about them. So the next card that comes up for you this month, Cancer, is the Knight of Pentacles, but he's reversed here. So very often when we pull reverse cards, we can feel a little bit like, oh, because it kind of turns the meaning of the card on its head. Typically the Knight of Pentacles here is about being very hardworking, about being very persistent, traditional, sometimes a little bit dogmatic, but very dependable. However, sometimes a little bit inflexible. So shares some of the traits with the Pope here. However, he's reversed. So what does that mean? Well, if you're feeling at this very present moment in time when you're watching this video, Cancer, if you're feeling as stodgy as some congealed old porridge, you gotta lighten up your load a little bit. Having an open mind is going to be very useful. So you're mixing that traditional, practical elements of your life whilst always allowing yourself to have a little bit of fun this month. What is going to come into your life that makes you feel a bit lighthearted? Especially if you've been feeling stuck in a rut, something's got to change. Being very cautious in life does have its good points. We've been over that. However, if that crosses the boundary from being very practical, can actually sometimes make us very timid in life, and it can stop us from achieving all the wonderful things that life has to offer. So anything to do with your finances, your career, just things that are important to you may need a little bit of a nudge along. It's not asking you to do anything dramatic. You don't have to set up a big business plan and, send it off to be, okayed and go and see a bank manager. It's not asking you to do these things, but it is asking you to dare to dream a little bit. Like, what would you like your life to be next year? Let's not go as wild as a 5-year plan. Let's just stick to this time next year. What little things would be nicer? Would you, like to live somewhere a bit different? Or would you like your style to be a bit different? Or maybe you'd like to, this time next year, have a skill that you don't have now. Just allow yourself to have those little dreams, because it's all been very much about this practical, getting things sorted. But you need to give yourself a little bit of time, I feel, this month to daydream a little bit and give a little bit of time back to you. Get into what you've been missing, which is actually just some good old-fashioned fun and a laugh. That's what you need this month. So very interesting on the personal development front, I feel, there for you, Cancer. Very positive, especially been worrying about this person. Stick to the rules. Keep doing the practical things, but do dare to dream. So let's see what the dragons have to say to you, because this is a fiery, yet very friendly, I feel, energy. Very safe. Luna is the card that comes up for you. I think it was Taurus that also pulled this card. So You've got a bit of a kinship with some Taurans maybe in your life. It's a very similar message that's coming up for me as what came up for them. I feel like the moon cycles are going to be very important in your life this month, you know, the new moon, but particularly the full moon. This is really a time for release and to let go. I feel some of you really need to try and cry. And sometimes that can be very difficult to do, especially if it's been stressful. It's been very go, 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 and there's lots of stuff to do. It can be really hard to just cry. And especially if you're a very resilient, strong person who's gone through a lot in your life, maybe you feel like you don't have any tears left in some ways. The best way that I find, if, you know, crying can be a release, like shouting can be a release, like, you know, dare I say it, making love can be a release. Anything that has that ability to let us let go is good for us. And one of the things I do when I'm finding it a bit hard to cry is I watch something that will make me cry. So for example, the thing that always makes me cry, and I don't even know why, because I've never been in this situation, but when I watch those military videos, you know, of like the mum or the dad coming home to surprise their family or their kid when they've been, you know, away for a long time, that always like makes me tear up. And I think, oh, how lovely, you know, they've come back and they hug their kids. And I always think that's what like going to heaven will be like, when we get to meet those family members that we haven't seen for a long time. So that is what helps make me cry if I want that release. So it's just finding that thing that it's not about making you sad. It's about allowing yourself to feel, to really feel about you, not about everybody else, not about how everybody else is doing, you know, making sure everybody else is in a good frame of mind. How is it feeling for you? I feel that you need to maybe be a bit more selfish with your feelings this month. Don't be so diplomatic, you know, really say how you feel, even if it's just to yourself. So I think a very cathartic month for you, Cancer. Really getting in tune with what you want out of life, but you're doing this in a very slow and subtle way. You're not going into you know, some big deep thing that you've got to like achieve. No. It's not about hitting those goals and targets and standards this month. Just let yourself feel your way through it. You know that everybody around you is on their own life path. They'll be okay. They're going to figure it out for themselves. It's great that you're there to support your friends or your family or whoever it may be. But ultimately, please put yourself at the focus of this month, your own healing at the focus of this month. And then as you're moving into the rest of the year, there is a lot of healing that has come from April, which is going to give you some space to just start really enjoying life in a way that maybe you haven't been able to for quite some time. So I'm really happy for you, Cancer. I really do feel like this is a month of getting in touch with your inner being and that soul element of you again. And I'm excited for you guys. So there you have your April 2021 tarot card reading. Thank you so much for joining me this month and sharing the space with you. I so look forward to reading for you again next month. But if you would like to reach out to me for that live one-to-one consultation, I'd be honored to work with you. And I'll leave that information of how you can do that in the description box beneath this video. But until we speak again next month, stay safe and take care. Alyssa.